Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Eats on the Reviews and I watched Nosferatu from 1922, the original one. Because tomorrow we're gonna watch the 2024 version with Nicolas Cage. With the tagline of this one, a symphony of horror. This is not the first time that I watched this movie, this is actually the second time. Because the first time that I watched this, I couldn't. I just couldn't. I was bored as fuck because I can't stand quietness. If it's just quiet, except for when I'm going to sleep. But if it's just quiet, I fucking can't stand it. Usually I have something playing, like music. Or from the radio, or when I'm at work, I have podcasts like R/Slash or Distractable or Lateral with Tom Scott, But movies, no, I just no, because this movie is 95 minutes, long. So there's 1.5 hours of basically silence. There's no talking. There's only music playing. And and if they talk, you have to from those separate screens that separate shots, scenes. That they show from what they say. Just like in a silent movie, because this is a silent movie, a German silent movie. But the text is just in English. So I couldn't finish it the first time, but this time I finished it. Yeah, let's just start with the movie, shall we? We have a up close of a man looking in the mirror. He's doing his kind of tie. Sorry. Here's something. Well, we hear nothing. Obviously, we only hear music playing. So that we're not in utter silence. But he apparently hears something, and he turns around. He sits maybe 3 steps towards the window and looks outside. There he sees a woman playing with a cat. Well, I want to say playing with her cat, but that sounds more sexual than playing with a cat. So playing with a cat, with a kind of tied rope with a ball on it, and the cat is, just, then we get a shot from inside her house, and we see her, putting the rope down, the toy down, then picks up a cat, hugs it, and then puts it on the ground. She sits down, and I presume that she is gonna sew, because she picks up something, and before we see her doing anything, we're back to our guy called Hutter, Thomas Hutter. So he does his coat further on, or jacket, whatever, and he runs outside. But well, he starts to run, but then the shot goes black, and it comes back to him outside, picking some flowers. Then we're going back to the woman, Ellen. He's sewing. He then opens the door, goes inside. She's standing there. So he goes inside, running to her, hugs her, swings her around, kisses her, and then gives her the flowers. But she wasn't, she didn't look that happy actually with the flowers. And she said, well, more probably rhetorically asked, why did you kill these flowers? No, why did you kill them? The lovely flowers. And we're gonna leave it at that, because if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. There was something interesting what they did with the camera, because this whole movie is in black and white. Obviously, this 1922, so pretty old movie. And if I'm correct, this is the first vampire movie. Yeah, if I'm correct. But because this is in black and white, it's hard to see when it's light and dark. So when it's light outside, when it's day, it's a kind of a yellowish color. When it's when it's becoming dark, going to evening or sun uprise, it's more pinkish. And when it's dark outside or somewhere dark, like you're in a room, we have a scene in the bed where someone's sleeping. The camera is the screen is blue, bluish, not bright blue, but just a bluish tone. So that was kind of interesting to see actually. Also, the first time that I've seen Nosferatu ever was like probably how most of us saw him in the SpongeBob episode Graveyard Shift. So that was actually pretty funny for Nosferatu. Very funny. But before I give the score, thanks for subscribing, number 65. Yes, 65 subscribers. Holy shit. We're getting there. 65 subscribers. It really, really, really means a lot. If you want to get a shout out, put your name down below in the comment section so I can give you a proper shout out, because I couldn't see your name. Back to the movie. This movie was just, like I said, personally, I don't, I'm not really a fan of silent movies, but I'm not going to be biased just because it's silent, there were also some funny shots where things had to move on its own basically, but they use stop motion to make things move. Like he goes in his coffin, and then the how do you call it? The door of the coffin, let's say, it in stop motion, it goes up and on top of the coffin itself. So that's funny to see also how they did that, instead of strings or anything, no, just stop motion. When we saw that part, it was also on a distance, so it had to be stop motion, because it was hard. It's probably hard to do that with some strings, That said, this movie was just on its own a very good movie, or even an amazing movie. But obviously I have to give a bit of biasness, of not liking silent movies, but overall it was just a kind of enjoyed movie. I had something else playing in the background because I couldn't deal with the silentness. So that said, I give this movie a high 4 low 5, because you know it's still a very good movie. So go watch this movie yourself. You know, it's a piece of historic movie, something. Um, yeah, go watch the movie yourself. Leave likes, recommend a good vampire related movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, come join the Discord, and see you guys later for the first episode of The Twilight Zone from 1985. Also, you know, Dracula is coming to the channel eventually, but that one is a bit more complicated because you know, it has multiple franchises sometimes in one, you know, like this character meets Dracula. So I have to watch the franchise first of that character before I can watch that movie. So, yeah, I have to puzzle that thing a bit how to, you know, to make it fit. Also, this is fun, you know, for next year. Yes, just next year. But next year we're gonna we're gonna we're gonna do DC and James Bond. Yeah, we're gonna do both franchises at the same year. You know, I first wanted to do you know them at a separate year, but I don't know how long this will hold out. So you know, let's you know watch them just in the same year. And we're gonna do the James Bond only on Wednesdays and the DC only in the weekend. And any other day it's just a random movie or a franchise, you know, like Transformers maybe or something like that. You know. Or that one is coming in 2027. I don't know. But you know, just a franchise you know, in between. And the second movies for my 3 days will also just be random movies from 1.5 hours probably. That said, I'm just gonna leave that at that now and see you guys later for the Twilight Zone episode 1 of 1985. And otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow for Nosferatu, but then from 2024 with Nicolas Cage.